Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where, full disclosure, this is my second attempt at starting this episode. I'm not entirely sure what happened. I basically set up our invasion and the game crashed 40 seconds into the episode. So that was exciting. We're going to come up here and here. This is the same invasion that I had planned previously. This is the typical start of game freeze, and then it comes back. There we go. We're going to come in here and here. We're going to come in here and here, and then the idea was to attack here and here. Okay, I'm going to unpause this, and we're going to see if it crashes. So far, so good. Okay. Looks like it's not going to crash this time. We're getting attacked here, and that's, of course, not great. We also lost a battle down in the Yucatan Channel. This is to be expected. I'm deeply unsurprised about that one. So we lose this battle up here. This is, again, expected. This is an area that, at the beginning of my last attempt of recording this, I had pointed out this is very likely going to be where we're going to see the most resistance because we have very low morale here. So I'm going to back off here before they actually attack us, and I'm going to move in these armies that we have in reserve instead. So we're going to move them up. They're much higher morale, and that will be great. We're going to need to move up over here, and then these guys are moving in. Yep, we're being attacked out over here. This is not surprising. Wow, they're already at 57% on this siege. That's insane. I guess they got here before we got a reinforced tick. Okay, well, that's fine. So this siege, yeah, this fort just didn't have a reinforced tick. That's okay. So for the time being, they're going to run around over here. This seems fine. And we're going to move in these armies. These guys are just going to chill back here. They're going to be the reserve force for right now. So we have a lot of forces that are tied up in attacking forts, and I want this to be another one of them. We're going to move up over here, and we want to get these forts done as soon as possible, right? Because these guys, I'm actually surprised they're not making a beeline for a capital. Huh. I would have expected that. Oh, well, I mean, we'll take it. Enemy invasion imminent out over here. Okay, that's just Vinland. Doing Vinland things. So Portugal is in this, and that's something we need to consider, right? We're going to want to get Portugal out of this war pretty much as soon as possible. But for the time being, I want to head out over this direction. We're still sieging these two, and we're going to go fight over here with this army once these forts finish their sieges, most likely. I want these guys to move up and start attacking over here now. So that seems fine for the moment, and we're going to take some prestige here. That seems okay. How long until we could get a mill tech? Okay, that's a very long ways away. We could get a dip tech. We should wait on it, though. We should sit on this power for the moment. So that sounds good. I want these guys to pull back slightly. I'm just looking at this force and thinking if they came in on us right here, this army would be exposed with this fort blocking our ability to reinforce it. So for now, we're going to pull back a little bit, and we're going to focus fairly heavily right in this area. So this seems relatively fine for the moment. Now, I would be shocked if they weren't coming here. Yeah, they definitely are. So that's understood. I'm going to abandon this siege. We're going to have these guys force march right on over to reinforce this. We'll see how it goes. So we're on our way in here. It's taking us so long to get there, but we got there in the end. Now they're reinforcing this as well, and they're reinforcing this extremely heavily. So that's not terribly shocking. This is fine. We're very spread out, and they can concentrate their forces and fight us in particular areas and win. This is okay. We don't mind this. So they're going to push us out of there. That's fine. And these guys are going to retreat back to Elysia. We've got a lot of manpower. How much manpower do they have? 67k. We can take those sorts of fights. That's not an issue. We're just going to stress them in a lot of other areas for right now. I'm going to pile these guys in so we have 2 units sieging this, because I want to get some of these sieges completed. That's going to really crack things open for us. So we have this army back here, and these guys don't actually have any leadership. They don't want to fight this. But they have these guys on the way down. So for the moment, this is looking fine. They are heading into they're in Myros right now. They're heading into Nea Alexandria. I want to fight them here. We may get a crossing penalty, but we won't because they have no leadership. But they're fast. They're so fast. Okay, we caught them here, though. Perfect. So that looks great. We won the siege here. That's ideal. So now what I want to do is I want to have both of these armies come in, and we're going to focus on this siege very, very heavily. We're going to head up over here for now, and I want to check in here. Yeah, we won this battle. That's expected. These guys are going to head a little northward, but not terribly northward for the time being. We're still sieging out over here. That looks fine. And we're approaching our maximum admin power. Okay, it's currently April. What is our maximum? 999? Okay, we should grab this admin tech now then. So we're going to do that. That'll be fine. And we're going to bank the rest of our admin power until this war is over. So that'll be okay. The question is, do we want to do the same thing with our dip tech? Yes is the answer. So we're going to take that. That'll be fine. And that puts us at 29 across the board. So that's pretty okay as far as tech goes. So out over here, these guys are a little weak to fight these forces, I think. But maybe we could catch this 1k stack. That'd be hilarious. I'd love that. Okay, I'm just thinking about pathing up over here. I really want this fort to fall. We did catch that 1k stack, so that's neat. And then we can make our way out over here. Now, they're going to try to fight us here, and they're going to succeed. But again, this is fine. This is buying time for sieges like this to finish. So now we're going to make our way up to here and here. And then these guys are going to position here for the moment. Okay, and checking out over this direction, these sieges are progressing. This one is taking a while. It's very slow. And yeah, we lose this battle. That was expected. We actually got stack wiped. That was unexpected. But it's fine. We can just recruit ourselves up more armies down over here. So we're going to do exactly that, and we're going to just get those ready to go. I did not expect that our double army would get stack wiped there. But apparently that happened. So that's fine. It's not a big deal. We lost a military leader. That was this guy. We don't have to roll up a new one. We can just bring in one of the ones that was from that other force. So this will do for now, and I want to stack these guys in here. So for the moment, this is looking reasonably fine. This over here, not so fine, but once this fort falls, we'll have another army ready to go there, and we'll raise up an army down here nice and quick. I'm not worried about it. So they're going to be sieging here. We're at 21% up this way. It's okay. We won the siege out over this way at long last, and we're going to start gathering some troops together there. Now, they're going to kick us out of here. This is fine. And we won the siege right here. Excellent. So we're going to move up something like this. And we're just continuing to take over territory for now. We're going to have these guys finish up very shortly. And as expected, we lost this battle. This is not shocking. Like I said, they can concentrate their forces in certain areas and push us back for the time being. But they can't fight us along this wide front. Our force limit is so big. Okay. Well, we need to have 20 cannon here. And then 2, and then 18. There we go. So we can recruit all of this up, and that'll be fine. We lost the siege of our capital after just 40 days. Okay, that's unfortunate. But that's absolutely fine as well. We don't actually care about that either. So we're going to bring this up to 20, and 2, and 18. Beautiful. Okay, so this fort should fall now. Perfect. And we're going to use these guys to clean up some of the forces around here. So that was a stack wipe. Looks good. It's only a 1k stack wipe, but it's still a stack wipe. And let's head down here. Excellent. Again, only a 1k stack wipe, but we're happy to clean that up. Again, only a 1k stack wipe. We're going to come down over this way for now. And these guys are running around over here. It's definitely awkward. But we're going to grab more territory out over here. And where's our retreating forces over here? They retreated to here. Looks good. Let's move them down this direction and start cleaning up some of these forces. So, this is awkward over here for us, but we're actually winning it. They must have moved into this. I don't know why they would have moved into it, but they had to have. So we won that naval battle. We're going to hop in here to port. And then we're going to hop up over here. that'll be a nice victory for us. Excellent. We lost a unit out over this direction. This is one of the ones that we're making, and that's probably due to these guys up over here. And that's absolutely understood. We have forces that are on the way down to deal with some of these jerks. But let's do that. Okay. So I want these guys up over here for now. And these can start sieging here. These are both the 4th. Yeah, that looks good. These guys can come up here, and these guys can come up here. Excellent. So this is kind of out of control right now. No big deal there. I'm not concerned about it. We're going to continue to take territory up over this direction. And we definitely need to handle the troops that are out over here. They're going to stack wipe a few of our little 1K stacks. I don't really care that much. Why are we going here? Can we go here? Thanks. Okay, I want to stack wipe these guys. Perfect. So they're stack wiped. We're going to group these together, and I want to head up over this direction. Now, this force is currently here. I want them to siege here. Cool. So some of these forces are going to need additional units here, right? Not this one, though. It's this one, like that. Perfect. So that looks good. We're going to head up over this direction and give battle to some of this Vinlandic army up over here. And this is, of course, sieging nicely. I'm going to move these guys in to siege this with multiple. And where's our other army over here? Ah, right. We sent it up this way. So let's group that down over here for now, because we're going to need to do some fighting over here. So that looks good. We got a base manpower. Sounds good. And at this point, what I want to do is, yeah, we can actually improve the conditions here. What I want to do here is I want to fight here. Gain a stability for 2,000 ducats. Actually, that's done. So we lost a battle out over here. We don't care. This is completely fine. Look at Vinland's manpower reserves. They're at 0. They cannot continue this. So we don't care about losing battles. Losing battles is completely okay. We just want to fight. So that looks great. We're winning this battle up here, and we must always attack. Siege ability. Perfect. They're bringing in some forces here. They just lost a major battle up this way. They cannot replace these units. Keep that in mind. We're going to fight out over here. These guys are currently awkwardly retreating, but it's fine. And these forces are going to be fully put together very shortly. So we're going to need a leader here. That'll be this guy. And this unit is traveling where? Okay. These are both traveling over to here. Sure. That's fine for now. So this looks good. We're sieging here, and we are going to take some battles out over this direction. Vinland is definitely on the retreat at this point. So if we check in on their troop count, they've lost like 60,000 troops since we last looked, moments ago. Beautiful. We are going to head out over this way. I'd love to take out this unit. Took us a while to get there, but there we go. We won that battle. We actually stack wiped them. That was a 45k or a 35k, something like that. That's great. That's really, really good. We're going to continue to press in out over this direction for the moment. And out here, we're sieging. Looks fine. We're sieging here. This force will be freed up very, very soon. They can't really deal with us at this juncture. So this is done. They're locked into this, so we're going to fight them here. This force, I would love to come down and clean up some of these guys down over here. So let's do that. There's this down here that we're not too concerned about at this moment. Where's this landing? Okay, so Portugal is landing with like 40k down here. Not a big deal. We'll deal with that eventually. For now, we're working on getting Vinland out of the fight. So that's looking good. We won a battle up here. This was a large battle, and I want to come down over this direction. So they're running away from this. That looks good. We want to then come up and start up a siege up here, but actually we're going to fight them right here, and this siege is over. Perfect. So now we're going to come in down over this direction. Looking to stack wipe more of these little Vinlandic units if we can. Beautiful. And we should probably start taking back some of this territory. So let's do that for now. And these guys are going to siege here. That looks fine for the moment. We want to continue to push along this direction. Excellent. And these guys, they are kind of chasing Vinland off over here, and then they're going to come up over this direction and start dealing with some of that. As far as this goes, we knew that this was going to be a risk down this direction. I'm not too concerned about it for now. These two armies are just about brought up to scratch, so that looks great. These are going to be the first again. Okay, so we should call this the First Elysian Army A. And then this one is going to be the First Elysian Army B. So First that's not how you spell. Elysian Army B. Perfect. So that'll do. They don't quite have all of their forces yet, but we're going to need to roll a leader here. There we go. That'll do. Perfect. So Vinland is occupying out over here. I don't really care too much about that. Vinland is kind of running this direction for now, so let's just head off over this way. That seems good. And these guys are just kind of chilling. Let's have them move in and attack here. Perfect. So Portugal is attacking from the south. The idea is that these two armies that we just raised, once we get the infantry units here, are going to deal with that. They might be coming from here. I'm not sure exactly where those infantry units are coming from, but we need to go deal with Portugal down over here, so we'll send an army to do that soon enough. Okay, we just took our capital back. That looks great, and let's head up over to here. I want to tell Cheyenne to take this back, so let's tell them to do that. Excellent. Yeah, just get that back for us. Looks good. We're going to continue to push into Vinland up over this direction. Vinland has very little left at this point. You can see they've got 165k. That's not a lot, to be honest. So we're going to move these guys down over here for now. And we're still waiting on these being brought up a bit, but that's fine. We won the Siege of Varia, so we can start taking back some of this territory. Actually, that's all going to auto-cap. So we should head up over here and begin a siege. Okay. And our little vassals are probably going to take over a lot of this occupied territory. It's fine. So that looks good. We're going to push up over this direction. No problem there. We're going to continue to push down over here. We've just about got Vinland under control. And Portugal is, of course, being jerks, but I'm wondering where we're recruiting these from. I don't know where those are being recruited from, but I'm going to recruit them right here. Okay. I'm assuming that they must be in here somewhere, right? But they don't appear to actually be coming, so that's fine for now. Okay, recruitment time reduction seems neat. Absolutely okay. We won the siege up over here. I want to push up to here next. Beautiful. So, at this point, we've got these guys chasing back over here. And these armies are going to be done very soon. They're going to respond to Portugal. So that seems fine. We're going to siege up over this direction. This is all nicely under control, I feel like. So we won a battle out over here. Looks great. I'd like to continue moving up over here and stack wipe one of these Vinlandic armies. Ah, yes, we're going to catch one. Beautiful. We need to deal with Portugal. No doubt about that. So we're going to have these guys sit here. These are going to start up a siege here. These are locked in here, or not locked in, but yeah, they're not going to move this way now. They were moving very slowly, actually. So we're going to head down over here with these two armies. These guys now ready to go. So we'll group these together. And we're going to get them moving down over about here. So this will stop Portugal in their tracks. Portugal can't deal with 280 stacks, or rather 240 stacks. So that will be absolutely wonderful. These sieges are proceeding nicely. We see that Vinland has brought some of their forces back over here. I'm going to have these armies respond to that. So this is where the primary Vinlandic forces are at this moment. And we're going to head in over here and deal with those. Beautiful. Again, Vinland can't deal with this. So we just stack wiped a 2k stack. Get up here. Stack together. There you go. We're going to relieve this siege. Oh, just as they got there. Just as they finished it. That's unfortunate. We'll have that back very, very soon, though. It didn't have a chance to get a reinforced tick, so that should be absolutely fine. But we didn't get it back. Okay, that's unfortunate. Well, we're going to come down here and deal with Portugal. That is our next primary goal here, so let's head on down. We've got good leadership here, and that's a bunch of sieges that we just finished. So I'd like to head up over this direction. These guys are going to head here and here. We're going to have these head here. Okay, so Vinland has some forces here. That's fine. Something that can't actually do anything over here. That's completely fine as well. So what we need to do now is we need to push up over this direction, right? So what I want to do is I want to not automatic transport there. I think we just need to cap over this way for the moment. Okay, so we'll have this back, no problem. And yeah, Portugal is going to be a thing down here, but they can't deal with an 80 stack. They just can't. So we're going to hop in here and eliminate this Portuguese army. I don't think we'll stack wipe it, but we're definitely going to push them out of here. Excellent. And we'll start taking back some of this territory. So that looks good for now. These two are pretty freed up at this point. We can send them up to deal with this little Vinlandic stack up here, I suppose. That seems okay. And then these guys can head up over here. There's some territory that we can occupy up over this direction. So that seems good for now. We just finished up this siege, so these two stacks can come up this way, and we can grab loyal subjects. Excellent. Okay, so let's continue to occupy some territory out over that direction. Looks great. Okay, what is this? Enemy invasion? Okay, more Portuguese coming in over here. My question is Portugal wanting out of this war? They're at high war enthusiasm still, so probably not. Yeah, they're not interested in that yet, but probably will eventually. So let's wrap up this siege. I want to go up and maybe stack wipe this little unit. Okay, we won this battle up here. That sounds great. I want these guys to siege here. Looks good. Okay, we're nearing our maximum admin again, and I want to grab debt and loans to prevent maxing that out. I just don't want to spend too much on that, right? So that seems good. We've occupied here, and that means that we can come in over this direction. Something kind of like this. Okay, these guys are very slowly making their way out over here. Yeah, they'll get there eventually. And that's absolutely fine. So we won a battle down over here as expected, and we're just going to move these guys on up. Portugal was stopped in their tracks down over here. They can't really do too much more. There's stuff going on down over here, but we're not concerned about that. There's stuff going on here too. Again, we're not concerned about it. It's absolutely fine. So this fort here is about to fall, and this fort's a little awkward for us. So that's good. We'd be delighted for it to fall. So we won the battle out over here, and that means that this force is pretty thoroughly freed up. There's nothing more that Vinland can do out over on this side. So I'm going to send this army at this point down here. And we'll see where they end up hitting. And then these guys, they can stack together to siege this faster, because that definitely needs to happen. So these guys, they can start working their way around here. That'll look good. So this fort will fall in the eventual times, but that time is not yet. And I'm noting that Portugal, or actually this is Vinland, is getting their troops back together. Let's just group in our forces over here and prepare to fight this. Okay, so we're going to come in here. We won this siege, which is a big deal. We're going to go start hitting their capital and continue to siege some of this out over here. But for now, we're mostly interested in grouping these two forces together and attacking this army. We just lost our trader, and we should replace them. So that is going to be... These are kind of terrible. I guess we could replace this guy. It's an accepted culture, so we can promote him up. Not you. Promote this guy up. There we go. And we do have a lot of money on hand. So we're definitely fine with spending it on, like, manufactories. There's only one that's halfway decent at this moment, so that sounds okay. We can then do some basilicas. Okay, there's a number of these that I'm going to consider pretty okay. So there we go. There's a bunch of basilicas constructing. We're, of course, still mostly interested in prosecuting this war. We managed to catch only the Vinlandic stack here. That's interesting. That's very interesting. So that seems neat, and this looks like that's pretty under control. We've got these guys coming back over here. Let's have them go here and here for the time being. Oh, we didn't get this. Go grab that quick. Okay, beautiful. We're gonna hop in here and here. This siege is not completed yet. I want you to go around and grab their capital. I thought I had ordered that previously, but apparently not. That's fine. And then, yeah, you're going there. Perfect. So Vinland is currently offering us peace. They're offering that they cede some territory to us. We're not interested in that right now. What are we interested in? Well, we absolutely want a connection up over here. That's step one. If we can make this be a little bit less border gory here, and this a little less border gory, something along the lines of that, that would be close to the maximum that we can take. We could also take this. Okay. Honestly, that's fine. They won't accept it, but that's fine. So, the Siege of Celis, we just won, and there's a battle over there near their capital that is potentially a little awkward. I'm going to move these guys over here. What is this battle looking like? I don't know how that's going to play out. Ah, the Holy Hand Grenade, counting... Okay, this is, this is a reference, for sure. Boom! The sound of the battlefield is one of the sounding of cannons, the cries of men, the clang of metal on metal, and the countless other signifiers of imminent death. But now a new noise joins the cacophony. Priests are traditionally non-violent and do not carry weapons into battle, instead relying on God to provide for their survival. And yet, one priest, known only as Brother Maynard, took to the field of battle armed with a full complement of grenades. Filled with Greek fire and blessed with holy ointments to keep the vessels sealed, they proved terrifyingly effective at snuffing the lives of some of our many enemies. Unfortunately, the man proceeded to get savaged by a rabbit. Really, you don't say. And thus the secret of how to make these unique concoctions has died with him. Perhaps it is for the best. All who speak of the many do so with a truly horrified and almost awed manner, and yet also tell that he was not particularly bright. Supposedly, he could not even count to 5 properly. And we gain 5 prestige. Okay. And Vinland loses 10 units. That's pretty funny. So we ended up winning the battle up over there. That's good. I don't think we stack wiped them. Maybe we did, actually. I don't see them here anymore. I think we stack wiped them. Remarkable. So that's absolutely wonderful, and it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, yes, these guys retreating up this way is absolutely noted. Next episode, we're going to look at getting Portugal knocked out of this war. They're still at high war enthusiasm for now, so we'll see when they're interested in exiting. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALBest Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge SQL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.